So with the school season starting and now the cold weather is starting to roll in, it was 50 degrees last night, and I'm starting to break out my fall collection of fragrances, which is my favorite collection. I love the cool weather fragrances, the sweet fragrances, the deep, the warm fragrances. And so with that said, now with all of that approaching, I figured that I would give you guys 5 fragrances that are great, that are under $50, so a bit cheaper. Some of them really cheap and some of them right on the borderline. That would be great to pick up before the fall if you don't have them, or great to pull from your collection. So without further ado, let's get it. Alright, my great smelling dudes, welcome back to my channel. This is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another fragrance video. Thank you so much for joining me again. I'm going to be doing 5 fragrances here that are under $50 that I think that you should pick up if you don't have them already for the fall, as they are great cool weather fragrances. I'm also going to be giving you 4 runner-up fragrances that I think are also pretty great, but most of them are clones, and so I didn't want to put them in my top 5 list or my 5 list. With that said, before I get into the video, if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for to get the videos faster, as well as comment below and let me know what are some of your cheaper fall fragrances that you love to wear. So now I'm just going to get right into the runner-ups. The first one here is going to be a clone of Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultramall, and this is by Afnan. It is Afnan 9 PM. It is pretty much Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultramall to a T. If you made it a little bit lighter and took away some of those fruity aspects, it just has a little bit more of a freshness to it. But with that said, it's still a great fall and wintertime fragrance. The next one is going to be another clone. It's going to be a clone of Parfums de Layton, and this is Detour Noir. Don't let the bottle fool you. It pretty much has Layton almost down to a T. It is one of my favorite clones out there. If you're looking for Layton on the cheap and you only want to pay about $20 to $30, Detour Noir is great. The juice is great. The bottle sucks. The third one is another clone. And this is Insurrection 2 Wild, which is this is by Reyanne, and this is a clone of Pure Havane, which is discontinued by Mugler. This gets you as close to the honey tobacco fragrance that Pure Havane was, about 90-95%. So if you're looking something, this is about 18 bucks. You would definitely not go wrong with that, and you get 4.2 ounces out of it. And the last one is the only one that's not a clone, and this is a really cheapie that you can find at pretty much any rack store. By guess, it is 1861 Los Angeles. This is one that I only recently picked up, but it has a bit of freshness in there, but also at the same time, it's deep, it's dark, great for date nights during the fall and winter, but you can also wear it during the day. It has that ambery but not resinous quality. It's really nice, it's sweet, it's warm, it's deep, really good. So that's Guess 1861 Los Angeles. So now we are going to get into the bulk of the list, starting with one that is right on the borderline of $50 by Hugo Boss. This is the Scent Private Accord. This is going for about $50 on Fragrance Net. This is a fragrance. I don't really like the rest of the line. I kind of like some of them, but I would never pull them from my collection. This is the only one I would actually pull from the collection of the scent. I don't like the Maninka fruit that much, but with that said, if you like chocolate fragrances, you will like this. It is like a dark, deep chocolate mixed with the scent DNA, which has that dry Maninka fruit. So if you like that Maninka fruit, or if you're kind of on the fence about it, this one kind of dials it down and puts that chocolate at the forefront. It projects above average for about 4 hours while lasting for about 8. It is a really nice scent, especially for the price. You're not going to smell like anybody else out there. It doesn't smell like too gourmand, but at the same time it does have those gourmand facets to it. That is the Scent Private Accord. I'm not going to give you full note breakdowns and stuff. Just want to let you guys know what I would pull from my collection if I had to go under $50. So the Boss the Scent Private Accord, always a great one. The next one, we're going to go way down to the cheapie aspect, and this is by Calvin Klein. It is CK1 Shock. The only CK1 that I actually really like. I do like a few of those summers, but I like this one a lot. So just like I was talking about the Insurrection 2 Wild being a clone of Pure Havane, this is very close to that as being like a honey tobacco type fragrance. It's tobacco, it's warm, it's spicy, it's ambery, it's resinous. It's very similar to that Pure Havane if you mixed it with something like Burberry London and put the two together. Really nice, really dark, deep, warm. And for the price, I think I got this for $9.99, but you can find it at TJ Maxx, Marshalls on average about $19. One that needs to be in the staple of pretty much anyone's collection, especially if you're looking to save some money. But CK Shock, really great. And it does last a decent amount of time for a CK, I'd say about 6 hours, and it projects above average for the first 3. So the next one is one that I just picked up. This is by Banana Republic. I got it for $16.50, even though it's going for $70 or so on discounters. You can find it at Burlington, sub 20. But this is by Banana Republic. It is tobacco and tonka bean. It's pretty much exactly what it says here. Oh my God, it's so good. So I just smelled it last week. If you want to see my fragrance haul last week, it has that tobacco, it has that tonka bean. But for the most part, in the first opening hour, it's more of a tobacco, like a moist, fruity plum tobacco. So if you took plum and it was like a deep, dark plum, not watery plum, and you mixed it with this moist tobacco, and then also some vanilla in the background, it doesn't have this much powderiness that tonka bean usually has. You get a lot more vanilla from it. So moist tobacco, plum, vanilla. Put those all together, and then at about an hour, you can feel a little bit of that tonka bean coming in, giving it a bit of this powderiness, but really not that much. This fragrance is great. It's more of an intimate scent. It projects moderately for the first 3 hours, while lasting around 6. But with that said, it is a great fall and wintertime fragrance if you're looking for a cuddling fragrance or even like a nice drawn back date night fragrance. This is definitely it. It can also be worn day or night during the fall, winter, and I would even wear it into the spring and summer, depending on the temperature though. The fourth one here is one that a lot of people talk crap on now and say that it's outdated, but I don't think it's outdated at all. And this is by Dolce Gabbana. It is the One Eau de Parfum. So I honestly think this is going to be a staple in my collection for quite a long time. I just bought a new bottle of it, as you guys can see. So it's a warm tobacco ambery fragrance, and that's, you know what the one line smells like. If you don't, you need to go try it out. It's ambery, it's sweet, it's slightly resinous, it's warm, and then it also has that nice tobacco that it's known for, especially when you get to the dry down and pulls up. You also get some of the spice in there. Really good. You do get some grapefruit and ginger at points of this fragrance, especially in the opening into the mid. But for the most part, when you get to the dry down, it's what it's known for. That ambery, sweet, warm tobacco fragrance that kind of started the trend of these type of fragrances. The One Eau de Parfum should be a staple in anyone's collection, and I got this for $48. Depending on the size, you can get it well below $50, but also look on other discounters, you can find it good. So the last one here is going to be, I saved the best for last. This can be found at Walmart, surprisingly, as well as discounters for sub $30, and this is by Azzaro. It is Wanted by Night. Somebody asked me the other day, I know you like the Most Wanted, I know you like Most Wanted Parfum, but what about Wanted by Night? Well, honestly, I do love it. I love it for the fall. That's why I haven't talked about it, is because this is mostly a fall fragrance. It has this cinnamon, ambery spice to it that it just doesn't fit in with like the winters and the springs and the summers. It's mostly just for fall. With that said, it's a warm cinnamon, kind of fruity fragrance. When you first spray it on, you get a mix of the cinnamon spice as well as a mandarin orange. You do get some woody facets in there at some points in time. From the cedar, you get some benzoin, you get some vanilla. It's a sweet, slightly creamy, spicy fragrance. One that's great for the date nights. It's very unique. There's not a lot of fragrances out there that smells similar to this, even if people do say that they will. You also do get some tobacco in the dry down. This is one of the fragrances that started me on my full collection. I think I had about 20, and I wasn't really looking to grow. I wasn't going to be a collector, but this is one of those fragrances, when I smelled it, I was like, there's a lot more out there that I haven't tried. And so, Wanted by Night, you definitely need to try it out, especially for the price. The Azzaro line through and through is fantastic, especially the 3 newest ones. But yeah, you definitely need to try this out. Spicy, it's sweet, it has a lot of different facets in there. Definitely need to get out there. But if you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comments. Those are my 5. I think that if you're looking for something that is inexpensive, those 5 will do it for you 100%. I could throw about 30 more into this, but with that said, I'll be making more of those videos in fall. I'm just trying to get you ready here. But thank you guys so much. Comment below. Let me know which ones are your favorite for the fall that are cheap. And outside of that, thank you guys so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another one. Peace.